Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video we will talk about the Chanel Classic Flap, and we ask the question, is it still worth it? Alright, let's start with this bag. Okay, this is the bag, and this has been with me since 2016. So it has been 6 years since I got this bag. And this is the Chanel Classic Flap in the medium size in the gold tone hardware, and it is in the Caviar leather. So I got the more durable leather, although personally I like the lambskin. And a disclaimer, I did not purchase this bag. My dad or my parents bought it for me for my wedding. I got married in 2017, and they got this bag for me while we were on holiday in Japan. Back then, I only wanted to see the Walk the Wallet Unchained because I thought on a price point that was more affordable. And for my first Chanel piece, I thought the Walk was a good starter piece. So actually, this was my very first Chanel purchase. This is still my only Chanel bag. So we don't have Chanel here in the Philippines. So if you want to buy one, you have to go through resellers, you have to go to personal shoppers, or just travel to the nearest country with Chanel. I think that's Hong Kong, if not Singapore. No, Hong Kong is near. Singapore is 3 hours away. And Japan is also 3.5 hours away. But since my sister lives there, yeah, we're always in Tokyo. So anyway, we went to the store in Omotesando. It had less people back then. I think aside from us, there were like 2 other customers that they were helping. And that's very different from how it is now. People are queuing up outside. And honestly, I don't think that's luxury for you. Anyway, so this is the bag. And let's do a quick look. 360 degree. I must confess, I haven't been using it as much as I want to. Usually, I only bring this out when we go out on family dinners, lunch out with friends, not really for shopping, because there's a tendency that sometimes you hit people and you hit things, and yeah. And it seems that taking care of it has been fruitful and successful, and you can see the corners, they don't really have a lot of wear and tear or scuffings. And the leather, because it's Caviar, it's one of the more durable leathers. It really doesn't show any scratches or wear and tear. Okay. Before that, and before you go into the comments telling me that it's a fake and all of that, I'll share with you the paperwork that came with the bag, starting with the receipt. So the receipt comes in this camellia embossed packaging. This is where they put the receipt, and it's Japanese, but you're here for the price, right? So my parents purchased it for 555,000 yen. I'm not sure if that's cheaper or more expensive. Well, of course, in Europe, it's much cheaper. And we also had tax refund, so my parents got it for me, and I am truly grateful for that. Okay, the other one is a booklet, and I think this is a care card. Okay, only one page has the English part, and everything else are translations into other languages. So it shows you how to take care of your bags in different leathers. And speaking of caring for your bags, this is the cleaning mitt that you're supposed to use regularly on your bag. So I admit I don't use this often. The other one is a booklet, and it just shows here my name, the date when I purchased it, which was March 28, 2016. This is a Series 22, and it was purchased in Chanel in Omotesando. The next page is the authenticity card, and it's the Series 22. I don't put this inside the bag, I just keep it here. I think the SA suggested not to bring the card, and let me just show you here. I think it just illustrates how a classic flap is made, the parts and all of that. And I'm not sure if this is still included when you purchase a handbag. And this part here is the English version of just telling the story of the iconic handbag, the classic flap. And the other pages are just translated into other languages. Okay, so that's the paperwork that I have. This is how I store it. I use a lot of silica gel. And since this is my most expensive bag, I try to put silica gels in every pocket, nook, and cranny, especially at the back part here. Tendency of the older bags is that they get sticky because there is moisture inside, and if you don't air it out or if you don't clean it often, it just gets stored like that. The stickiness or the humidity, it just breaks down the glazing and the leather and the materials, the glue, and it just makes everything sticky and nasty. So I try to put silica gel on all the pockets of this bag. And I guess it's also because Manila is very humid and hot, and that's not really a good condition for leather bags. Okay, so this is the interior. You have here the hidden zip pocket, and I'd like to tell everyone that there is no dent whatsoever here, and it's mainly because how I kept the long chain, and I put it over here so that it creates a bit of a gap and the zipper does not put a stress on the leather. So that's one tip for you guys. However, the thing that's unavoidable are the creases across the double C's here on the second flap. Because it's a stress point, there's really not much you can do because you need to open every time you have to use the bag. I use a bag organizer from Samorga. That's where I keep the long strap so it doesn't put dents on the smooth burgundy interior of the bag. So because the interior is also leather lined and it's smooth, it's not grained, there's a tendency for the heavy chain to put some damage there. And one way for you to preserve and organize your items is to get a bag organizer. This is just from Samorga. It's a red bag organizer, and it just has these two flaps for cards, for organization, and the rest is quite open. So the interior is still very clean, very pristine. The two pockets at the back, I don't really use it. You can put cards here, but since I already use a small wallet or a card holder, I don't really have much use for the pockets at the back. And the lipstick holder in the middle, I also don't use it as much because if you put your lipstick there, it creates a bulge in the middle and basically there's less stuff for you to put inside. The front pocket is also slim enough to hold probably some tissue or oil blotting sheets, and yeah, that's it. The hardware has very minimal scratches, and reason for that is because I take care of it. Maybe some of you guys may comment that I'm babying it too much. Maybe, but only because I plan to keep this forever in my collection. This is something that I intend to pass on to my daughter, and I want to make sure that when she gets it, it's in pristine condition. Yeah, so the sides, that's where you can probably obviously see the wears. So there's some creasing there, but nothing very noticeable. I think it's common for the sides of your bags to get some creasing and some wear and tear because it expands, it contracts, you put a lot of stuff in, sometimes you pack it to the brim. Now for the big question, would I still buy a Chanel classic flap in the medium size at this point in time? My answer is no. Okay, a lot of reasons. First is the experience that you get in the store. Queuing up for a luxury item is not luxurious. Let's face it, it's not luxurious. And the fact that there is a quota system, and then there's these hoops, pleasing your SA, building a relationship. Maybe I'm not one to play games. If I like a bag, I just want to buy it. I don't want to buy 10,000 other things just to prove my worth and to prove my loyalty. And maybe that's why Hermes is turning me off, just for that reason. The next one is the price. The price has tremendously increased, and them having multiple price increases per year, given that we are in a pandemic, it wasn't really helping. They were trying to justify it, but sometimes it's a bit too much, you know? And for the price that it is right now, you'd probably expect quality, right? And I've been seeing a lot of videos wherein it's not aligned, it's wonky, there's some thread hanging out, the glue is sticking out, there's a lot of your hardware coming off, so there's a lot of quality issues, and yet they're increasing the prices, right? So at this point in time, it's not something that I would buy at the store brand new. If you're definitely interested in getting a classic flap, I suggest you go through the pre-love market, and there are a lot of really nice vintage bags that are in good condition. They were also well taken care of, and knowing that they stood the test of time, definitely highly suggest the pre-love market. Although from what I understand, the pre-love market also has a lot of crazy prices, right? I guess you need to do a lot of research to make sure you get the best deal, while at the same time getting a condition that you're happy with, making sure that you take care of it, make it last, while at the same time enjoying it. So there you have it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye guys!